vowed to mutually defend their homesteads and the liberties of the Williamite constitution. Thus the Orange Brotherhood was founded, and derived many of its symbols and ceremonies from Masonic rite.
Well, Winters, since the incident last year to which you fell a victim, thousands have flocked to join the lodges, and His Majesty is very enthusiastic. His sons have been issuing warrants to the English and Scottish regiments here, but we need a degree system. And Mr. Templeton, you have been our inspiration and guide. What would you suggest, sir?
I am just a country Freemason, but I would suggest we take our inspiration from the children of Israel as they crossed the Red Sea. They had their markers that signposted the way. Should we not have our markers and make them purple like the curtains of the Ark of the Covenant? An
excellent suggestion. To the purple, then.
A central organisation and formal degree structures were rapidly adopted. Respect all men and love the brotherhood would be the Orange motto. As terror reigned in France and invasion fleets massed along the French and Dutch coasts, the government encouraged the new brotherhood. Orangism spread like wildfire, even as the United Irishmen secretly sought French intervention. Over 700 lodges sprang up, and their rites were popular with the English and Scottish regiments stationed in Ireland. Amongst the first to seek a lodge warrant were the York Fencibles, raised by Anglo-Irishmen Colonel Granville, Anson, Chetwynd-Stapylton.
It is the Ark of God.
Why do you make purple your colour?
Because the ornaments on the curtains on the Ark of God were purple, blue and red. I chose purple for mine.
Welcome.
Thank you.
A century after the Boyne, King William was back in the saddle, symbolic icon of the constitution he had created.
To the immortal memory of His Majesty King William and the Constitution. To the immortal memory!
Meanwhile, with the seizure of documents in Alexander's Tavern in Belfast in 1797, the government became painfully aware that the United Irishmen had abandoned their constitutional methods for a military conspiracy to topple the government.
All small fry. The general tenor is clear enough. Assassination committees, a network of command, and links with both the French and the defenders. We need the unsuspectables. See if you can infiltrate.
Of course, sir.
There's a defender fellow, McGeehan. Word has it he's one of the ringleaders. See if our young lady friend can get any joy out of it.
Yes, sir.
The military picked up radicals and consigned them to a prison tender in Belfast Lough. The government also worked through spies, like the prostitute Belle Martin, and informers like Nicholas McGeehan, to identify and arrest suspects.
Tell your mentor in the castle that I'm now in a position to give him some of those names he needs. There are certain Presbyterian clergy and some professional gentlemen that are up to their necks in it.
You don't give a damn about King George, the government. Why are you selling your friends out like this?
Your young friend Castlereagh would see me swing if I didn't collaborate. Anyway, following French fashions does nothing for Catholicism. They burn our convents. They guillotine our clergy. And besides, you should know better than anyone. We all have our price.
McGeehan went unsuspected and passed much inside information about the down United Irishmen to the government. Nevertheless, violent arms thefts grew rife, and General Lake imposed draconian disarmament measures throughout Ulster, leaving Parliament to debate on how to deal with the imminent invasion threat. In this climate of oppression, 11 of the Reverend Ledlie Birch's flock were brought before the Downpatrick Assizes, accused of attacking the home of loyalist Hugh McKee and assaulting local yeoman Richard Harper. Birch probably penned the attack on Saintfield magistrate Nicholas Price, which appeared in the Northern Star. He attended the assizes and was seen to laugh at the prosecution's implausible evidence.
Ah, Mr. Ledlie Birch. Mr. Sheriff. Mr. Birch, I'm afraid there have been various accusations made against you. Mr. Joseph Harper has it that you were present at the assault of his son Richard. and that you tried to bribe him £50 to drop the charges against your congregation.
Oh, nonsense, sir. There is not one shred of evidence against them, or me.
He is willing to testify, sir. Besides, there have been other allegations. It has been stated that you would welcome a French invasion, and that you would be willing to lead men in rebellion yourself.
Mr. Sheriff, I am a man of the cloth.
Nevertheless, it is my regrettable duty to detain you here on the charge of treasonable practices. Take him away.
Ledlie Birch and the members of his flock were released on bail, and since talk was rife of a United Irish Assassination Committee in Saintfield, both Joseph Harper and fellow local loyalist Hugh McKee feared for their lives. By the time Ledlie Birch's case came to court, Joseph Harper, the chief witness against him, was indeed in no position to testify. Another murder in Ards led George Birch, J.P., and his fellow yeomanry officers to raise a reward to bring United Irish arms thieves to justice. Meanwhile, the Northern Star attacked the Insurrection Act in its editorials and through poems like Parting Ode to Trial by Jury and the provocative poem Up. In response, the mainly Roman Catholic Monaghan militia broke its presses. It ceased to publish, but French songs of revolution continued to call the people to arms, and everywhere men cropped their hair as a sign of radical affiliation. A campaign of intimidation shook the nerves of those loyal to the government, as renegade croppies planted liberty trees, symbols of the French Revolution, on their land. Since the radicals loudly enunciated a political creed of equality which denounced all inherited office and wrote kings off as hereditary usurpers of powers, the United Irish Oath became treason. William Orr was hanged in Carrickfergus by a drunken jury for having administered it. The Belfast newsletter carries his condemnation and the news that a massive Dutch invasion fleet had been defeated. Despite a lack of foreign aid, in late May of 1798, the rising began in the south. But before the North could mobilise, the work of informers like Nicholas McGeehan led to the arrests of the High Command in Antrim and Down.
My own constituency, the Reverend Steele Dixon, half the younger Presbyterian ministers, and even professional men of good standing. Take up all you can. With any luck, there will be no rising.
But in a state of great confusion, the rising did take place. As Dr. George Birch, J.P., rode with the Loyalist Newton Yeoman Cavalry, his teenage sons took a very different course.
Where are you off to, George?
Just doing a bit of riding.
Yes, well, take care. Where's your younger brother?
He's already gone to the stables, sir.
Keep an eye to him. He's far too much of a daredevil. Stay on the estate. The whole country's up in rebellion.
Of course, sir.
All over Antrim and Down, men were gathering, dressed in their Sunday best, all wearing something green. Ledlie Birch must have been informed that the United Men were in disarray, but he was, nevertheless, sucked into the vortex of rebellion.
Uncle Tom, we've come to join you!
Join me? In what?
The whole country's up, sir. John's out there too. We're all waiting for you.
has come.
Godspeed our just cause.
A fine drop of wine from Mr. Price's cellar.
We make our base in Mr. Price's estate.
What troops are in the area?
None. The army is so thin on the ground, the Yorkshire Fencibles have been recalled to defend Belfast.
Of course, the Mackeys will inform on us.
The Mackeys? The Mackeys are dead. Burned alive in their own house. As ye sow, sir, so shall ye reap.
I pray we will not reap the whirlwind.
As hundreds flocked to Saintfield expecting a general revolt, in Cumber, 16-year-old ensign James Sparks and his fellow Yorkshiremen awaited orders. Here, Colonel Chetwynd-Stapylton made the fatal decision to halt his march to Belfast and turn back with some Cumber yeomanry and volunteers to restore order in Saintfield.
Just assemble. Gather round, gentlemen.